Saturday, the 4th of February. -8 days. The wall around the perimeter was child's play. 6 foot, but no spikes or barbed wire on the top. Barbed wire is my nemesis. There's a reason they use it in war zones. At 5'2", I couldn't quite reach to pull myself up, so I scaled a nearby tree with a sturdy branch overhanging the car park, lowered myself until my feet made contact with the top of the wall, and then ran softly along it to a place where I could drop down out of sight of the CCTV cameras that circled the building at intervals. On the other side of the car park was the fire door Gabe had described, and it looked promising. A standard half-glazed door with a horizontal release bar on the inside. I saw with satisfaction that it was poorly fitted, with a gap at the bottom that you could practically get your hand through. It was the work of about 30 seconds to slip my long metal slider underneath, swing it up so the hook caught on the bar, and pull firmly down. The door opened, and I held my breath, waiting for the alarm. Fire doors are always risky like that. But none came. Inside, the lights flicked on automatically. Big fluorescent squares in a tiled ceiling that stretched away into the darkness like a chessboard. The far end of the corridor was still pitch black, the sensors there not yet picking up my movement. But the section I was in was bright as day, and I stood letting my eyes adjust to the glare. Lights are a bit of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, they're a huge red flag to anyone monitoring the security cameras. There's nothing like a screen lighting up like Christmas to catch a security guard's eye and make them glance up from their phone. But you can sometimes style it out if you're caught walking confidently around a building at night when the lights are on. It's much harder to explain your presence if you're creeping along an unlit corridor with a torch. You might as well be wearing a striped t-shirt and carrying a bag marked loot. Right now, it was 10:20 p.m. and I was wearing my office clothes. Black trousers that looked like they could be the bottom half of a suit, but were actually stretchier and more breathable than any regular office wear. A dark blue blouse, and a black blazer that was standard off the peg from Gap. On my feet were black Converse, and I had a grey Fjallraven backpack slung over my shoulder. Only my hair was out of place. This month it was dyed a fluorescent scarlet, that wasn't close to any natural shade, and didn't really fit in with the slightly stuffy atmosphere of this company, an insurance group called Arden Alliance. Gabe had suggested a wig, but wigs were always a risk, and besides, I was getting into character. Jen, I had decided my imaginary office worker was called Jen, worked in customer services, but had fond memories of her gap year after university, and still thought she was a little bit cool. Jen might have buckled down to achieve promotion, but her hair was the last flicker of a personality she hadn't quite abandoned to the 9-to-5. That, and perhaps a touch too much liquid eyeliner, plus a tattoo on her shoulder blade that said, "Stick 'em with the pointy end." The eyeliner was real. I didn't feel properly dressed without a smooth flick of NYX's epic ink. The university degree was imaginary. So was the tattoo. I wasn't sufficiently into Game of Thrones to ink it, though admittedly, if I had been, Arya was the best character. Jen had been working late, lost track of time, and was heading hurriedly home for the weekend, hence the comfortable shoes. The backpack was for her office heels, although that was where my role-play broke down. Jen might keep heels in her backpack. Mine was full of housebreaking tools and computer equipment, loaded with some deeply shady software Gabe had downloaded from the dark web.